Tonight's headlines: plane crash kills Democratic Senator Paul Wellstone. First sniper charges are announced. New details of police missed opportunities to catch the snipers. Also tonight, Moscow terrorists set a deadline for killing hundreds of hostages. Inside the sniper case, an angry man and the boy he apparently controlled. And a close call at the plate for the littlest bat boy.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. Democratic Senator Paul Wellstone of Minnesota died today in a plane crash just 11 days before the election. With Democrats controlling the U.S. Senate by only a single vote, Wellstone's seat was considered vital, and he was in one of the tightest races in the country. Democrats now are weighing options tonight. Former Vice President Walter Mondale's name is mentioned. But the political landscape became uncharted territory, and control of the U.S. Senate went even more up for grabs when Wellstone's plane crashed in northeast Minnesota. CBS's Bob Orr begins our coverage.
Paul Wellstone, one of the Senate's leading liberal voices, his wife Sheila and daughter Marcia were flying to a funeral in upstate Minnesota when their chartered plane crashed in bad weather. The twin-engine King Air 100, which had taken off from St. Paul, was preparing to land in Eveleth, Minnesota, in light snow and freezing rain when contact with the plane was lost. It crashed in a marshy, wooded area 2 miles short of the runway, killing the Wellstone family, 3 campaign staffers, and both pilots.
An unbelievable tragedy on so many levels. We're all grieving. It's the unthinkable.
At Wellstone's campaign office in St. Paul and at his Senate office in Washington, mourners and supporters brought flowers. At the White House and the U.S. Capitol, flags were lowered to half-staff. And across the political spectrum, Wellstone was remembered as a tireless champion of the common man.
He was a man of enormous ability, but most of all, he was a caring person.
Plain-spoken fella who did his best for his state and for his country.
The 58-year-old Democrat was in the closing days of a tough fight for a third Senate term.
Paul Wellstone, you can count on him to fight for you.
Yet Wellstone recently stood virtually alone among Democrats in tight races in voting against the Iraq War resolution.
And you are way out of sync.
Over his 12 years in the Senate, the former college professor fought passionately to raise the minimum wage and to protect seniors' pension funds, and he was combative to the end. In his last appearance on the Senate floor just a week ago, he railed against big businesses moving offshore to dodge taxes.
Same old, same old, same old. Special interests do their lobbying and get the job done.
Wellstone's death coming just 11 days before the election raises a lot of political questions. One, who, if anyone, replaces Wellstone on an interim basis? And perhaps more importantly, whose name will appear on the ballot as Democrats fight to retain control of the Senate? Dan?
Bob Orr reporting live from Washington. CBS's Bob Schieffer was out covering campaign 2002 in Georgia today when word came of Wellstone's death. He joins us from Atlanta tonight. Bob, beyond the personal loss, which is enormous, there could be major political fallout here as Senate control with the Democrats hangs in the balance of this election. What do you think?
Well, I don't think there's any question, Dan, that is the case. This is going to have an enormous impact, and it has just thrown this race into what I could only call chaos. And Democrats believe in Minnesota they have until 4 days before the election to put in a substitute candidate. But frankly, tonight they don't know what they want to do. Some Republicans are saying they have to do that. The Democrats at this point have not made up their mind if they want to put a substitute candidate on the ballot. Frankly, I think a lot of people are just in shock at this point, and it'll be a couple of days before we can sort out what they're going to do and how they're going to do it.
Well, Bob, you knew the senator quite well. Fill us in on some of the personal side of Paul Wellstone.
Well, he was a very, very liberal senator, but people, both the liberals and the conservatives in the Senate, liked him because Paul Wellstone really believed what he stood for. I think he was kind of the last innocent in the United States Senate. I'll never forget when he was elected. The Senate in recent years has become kind of a millionaires club, but people talked about how Paul Wellstone was getting a raise. He was just this little college professor from a very small school who was coming to Washington. The fact is, Dan, that he really didn't have enough clothes to wear as a senator, and a couple of his colleagues early in his career actually bought him some suits so he would have something to wear on the Senate floor. He was kind of a pet of the Democratic caucus. He was a small fellow. He had multiple sclerosis, which caused him to walk with a limp. He never told people about that. He was in pain. He was really a beloved member of the world's most exclusive club.
Bob Schieffer in Atlanta, thanks. Now to the story that's dominated the Washington area and held the nation's attention for the past 3 weeks, the serial sniper killings. With 2 suspects behind bars, the emphasis now shifts from police to prosecutors, the attorneys for the people. And as CBS's Joey Chen reports, the question is who will get the first crack at putting the suspects on trial.
With John Allen Muhammad and John Lee Malvo now in federal custody, held at the Supermax top security prison facility in Maryland, the next question remains what to do with them. Maryland prosecutors say the issue is clear-cut. Most of the murders took place here, the spree began and ended here, and the investigation was centered in Montgomery County, Maryland. So the suspects will be charged with 6 murder counts here. But it may not be that simple. Tonight there is a fierce battle underway for control of the case. A big factor is which jurisdiction is most likely to win a death penalty conviction. Maryland has the death penalty, but not for juveniles. Only 3 people have been executed here since 1976. There were 5 shootings in Virginia, which has the death penalty for adults and children. 86 people executed. The District of Columbia, where 1 elderly man was killed, has no death penalty. And then there is Alabama, where police have linked both Muhammad and Malvo to a murder that led to their identification as the prime suspects in the sniper shootings. Officials in Montgomery quickly said they would seek the death penalty. On top of it all, CBS News has learned federal prosecutors are considering charging the suspects now in their custody. A number of federal statutes exist to secure a death penalty, including extortion charges stemming from the $10 million ransom demand.
The government in this case won't just get one bite at the apple. The government will be able to come back in its various forms through the various jurisdictions and go after these men again and again until they get a result that they're satisfied with.
While prosecutors consider how best to hang on to their suspects, one of them tried to get away. We've learned that sometime yesterday, the younger man, Malvo, somehow got loose. He was trying to knock the ceiling tiles out of the room he was in when investigators stopped his escape attempt. Dan? Joy
Chen reporting live from Rockville, Maryland. Washington area residents are certainly relieved that the sniper threat has finally passed, but as CBS's Jim Stewart reports, they also question why it took so long to catch these suspects while the killing went right on.
If it is still a mystery how one cluttered old car with 2 men in it could slip in and out of 14 shooting scenes and never be identified, it is even a bigger mystery how the same car could have run afoul of lawmen so many times and not tripped up its owners even sooner. Authorities confirmed today that the 12-year-old Chevy was no stranger to local traffic cops.
At least one photo red light camera captured it running a light down in Fairfax and got the tag. Our officers stopped at one time and ran a hot or cold check on the license tag, which came back clear.
2 other times as well, area policemen ran the tag for violations but got no hits. And on October the 8th at this mobile gas station in Baltimore, accused sniper John Muhammad set himself up for yet another traffic check when he asked if he could park and spend the night. Marty Ruby remembers him well.
His car was very cluttered. Like clothes and trash. It was very cluttered, like he was living in it.
Ruby didn't see Muhammad's sidekick, John Malvo, and neither apparently did a Baltimore policeman who checked the car that night and issued a warning ticket to Muhammad, who lied when he said he was on his way to New Jersey. In fact, Muhammad is accused of being in Maryland the previous day, where he shot a 13-year-old schoolboy, and the next day was in Virginia, where he allegedly killed a man at a gas station. And in most cases, agents think this is how the pair did it, with one man driving and the other concealed in the trunk, firing their semi-automatic Bushmaster rifle through firing holes they punched in the back. After the shootings, the cluttered old car would just slowly pull away from the scene, agents think, while witnesses concentrated on other vehicles.
We're looking for white box trucks and white vans, and here he is in a blue Caprice. So we didn't get suspicious at all.
And neither, of course, did the police. The reality is that once that first person said white truck, that's all anyone was ever looking for until the very end. Jim Stewart, CBS News, Washington.
The terrorist siege at a Moscow theater appears to be nearing a crisis point this evening. A mediator said that unless Russian President Putin says very soon that he is ending the war in Chechnya, the Muslim gunmen vow to start executing their hundreds of hostages one by one. CBS's Richard Roth has more from Moscow.
Even in a moment of euphoria today, as the Red Cross walked out with 8 boys and girls all unhurt, there was a reminder of the agony. One small girl said she was fine, but worried about her mother, who's still inside. Several adult hostages were also released, apparently for medical care. But visions of a deal to free scores of foreigners among the captives, including 3 Americans, vanished today in a Moscow mist of dashed hopes and dire new threats. A theater employee said the rebels threatened to start killing hostages at dawn unless Russia agrees to pull its troops out of the Chechen Republic. Inside the theater, the rebels' leader, named Movsar Barayev, told Russian TV he has just one goal: an independent Chechnya. He called his group, armed with guns and some strapped with explosives, the Death Squad of Islam. And he let some of his hostages speak from what sounded like a script. A school administrator told the camera Russia could solve this by pulling troops out of Chechnya. President Putin today offered what he called any kind of contacts to resolve the crisis, but he didn't offer compromise. Both sides know there's history behind this standoff, and it's not happy. Chechen rebels staged their first big hostage-taking 7 years ago at a hospital in southern Russia. More than 100 people were dead by the time Moscow gave in, promising peace talks and allowing the gunmen to slip away. Months later, it happened again. 3,000 people held at another hospital. But this time, Moscow cracked down and ambushed the fleeing Chechens, an assault that became a bloodbath. With the first food and water delivered to the hostages, a Russian journalist who saw them tonight was stunned. She said they're preparing to die. The government's only public offer here is a pledge. If the hostages are freed, says an official, the terrorists won't be killed. But it's a promise that may be adding to the danger. It implies this time for the Chechen rebels, the Russians are determined there'll be no escape. Dan?
Richard Roth in Moscow. At his Texas ranch today, President Bush hosted China's Jiang Zemin. The two leaders said they agreed North Korea should not have nuclear weapons and said the U.S. and China will both work for a peaceful resolution of the matter, but there was no agreement on Iraq. China opposes the U.S. proposal for a UN resolution threatening Saddam Hussein with military force. Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, shooting people at random may have been the least of the accused snipers' plans. We have much more to report about that, and it's coming up next.
I'm up, but this arthritis.
The moment of choice. Tylenol or Advil for arthritis pain.
Advil's my choice.
Advil liquid gels rush long-lasting relief where you need it. Gentle on your stomach, too. For fast relief, advance to Advil.
A report in the Journal of the American Medical Association recognizes the link between vitamins and the reduced risk of chronic diseases and recommends all adults take one multivitamin daily. So take Centrum today. Always complete from A to Zinc.
It's fantastic news for denture wearers.
Announcing Polygrip's remarkable new ooze control tip.
It's a fabulous invention.
It goes on thinner and flatter. It's less messy.
The new nozzle is just excellent.
Super Polygrip's new ooze control tip spreads a thin, flat ribbon, so there's less ooze and lots of hold.
It holds from breakfast
all the way through dinner.
Because of Super Polygrip, life just got easier.
Super Polygrip with the new ooze control tip. Less ooze. It's big news.
Good. Clam chowder?
Yeah.
Me too. What was that look for?
Well, my clam chowder's Campbell Select ready to serve.
And mine's Progresso, so...
So, Campbell Select starts with real clam broth. And it has more tender clams than yours.
Here we go.
And in taste tests across the country,
Go on.
Campbell Select beat Progresso 2-1. Want to taste the winner?
Oh, that is good.
Campbell Select. Experience the simple pleasure of a great tasting soup.
Now, changing a hearing aid battery is this precise. With the Energizer Easy Change, the world's first hearing aid battery dispenser. You just turn and slide. A magnet holds the battery for precise placement every time. no matter the hearing aid style or battery size. And now, Energizer batteries have up to 15% longer life.
If you can unlock the secrets of nature, you can find miracles. At DuPont, we've been finding them for 200 years now. Miracles that have taken us from here to there. From this to that. And from where we are to a better, brighter world. DuPont, the miracles of science.
While police today hashed out when, where, and how to prosecute the two men in custody in the serial sniper case, there is still the mystery of their lives before the killings began. CBS's Vince Gonzalez has pieced together more of the puzzle in the Tacoma, Washington neighborhood the accused once called home.
Lone citizens pumping gas or shopping were apparently not accused sniper John Muhammad's original targets. According to Harjeet Singh, who met Muhammad at a local gym, Muhammad wanted to blow up fuel tanker trucks.
Hide in the wood and on the freeway, beside the freeway, and shoot on the fuel tanker like propane or gasoline truck to cause maximum damage. Second, to shoot a law enforcement agent.
Singh says Muhammad, a converted Muslim, never explained why, but did sympathize with the 9/11 terrorists.
He was pretty upset about that Muslims are suffering because of America and its policy.
Singh says in June, Muhammad and the young man he called his stepson, John Lee Malvo, asked him for help making a silencer for an assault rifle. That's when he informed the FBI. So did the director of the Bellingham homeless shelter where the two suspects stayed.
There was just something that didn't seem to fit, and it was hard to really identify.
Muhammad's violent streak was no secret. Federal officials say Muhammad showed his Tacoma landlord an assault rifle and asked, "Can you imagine the damage you could do if you could shoot with a silencer?" He also has a history of complaints against him for domestic violence. According to divorce records, one wife wanted him kept away from his children because of prior actions of domestic violence and abduction of children. As for Muhammad's relationship with young John Lee Malvo, Muhammad introduced him as his son on a recent family visit to Louisiana.
The young man was behind him, and he, stepped aside and he said, "Yvonne, this is my son."
Some observers say the relationship was strange.
He treated John Muhammad as his senior, like he's a small soldier and he's his senior, Yes, sir.
John just seemed to keep a very clear, firm control over Lee's contact with other people.
Authorities found and brought in Malvo's mother today, hoping she'll give permission for more questioning of her son as investigators try to make sense of the sniper shootings. Vince Gonzalez, CBS News, Tacoma, Washington.
Next on the CBS Evening News, consumer alert. Vacation deal ripoffs on the internet. She got scammed. We'll report to you how to avoid it.
If you have diabetes, you've probably handled thousands of test strips. But no more, thanks to the AccuCheck compact meter. Just drop in a drum containing 17 test strips. Press the button and you're ready. 17 consecutive tests and no handling strips. What could be clearer? The AccuCheck compact meter. Look for the one with the drum.
What is it, Daddy?
I think it's a cocoon. One big cocoon.
Excitement has reached a fever pitch. Crowds gather, trying to catch a glimpse of the cocoon.
The cocoon, friend or foe? Go.
It's big, ugly, and different.
It's unique. It's amazing. It's very exciting.
This just in, cocoons are now being sighted across the country. And all we know is it's one big cocoon.
It's a butterfly!
It's one big butterfly, son.
Hey, how's it going?
A whole new internet service has landed. Introducing MSN 8, bringing you better email, smart parental controls, and tougher junk mail protection. It's better with the Butterfly. New MSN 8.
Number 6 is wide open.
I have a team to coach and games to win.
Ask your doctor about Singulair. Or for more information about Singulair, visit Singulair.com.
Consider this. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposits in your engine. And a clean engine performs better. Is it any wonder, then, why so many drivers choose Shell?
Right now, you can get 50% off all lenses at LensCrafters. 50% off every lens we carry, even featherweights and no-line bifocals. No hidden costs or catches. People should definitely not miss this.
Hurry, LensCrafters offer ends soon.
This is a shrimp boat, and this is a boatload of shrimp. 30 mix and match shrimp for just $9.99 now at Red Lobster. Boatload. Got it.
She lost her job at the FBI when she charged that people who worked with her were more interested in budget concerns than in capturing terrorists. 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Dangerous Hurricane Kenna blasted the Pacific coast of Mexico this afternoon. It'll be affecting weather in this country very soon. Once a maximum Category 5 Hurricane, Kenna lost some strength before it crashed ashore, but was still plenty powerful with winds well over 100 miles an hour. Thousands of Mexican coastal residents in the storm's strike zone were evacuated. Vacation spots, including Puerto Vallarta, were slammed by high winds and heavy rains. Bad weather can turn a vacation into a bummer, and so can a vacation scam. So be careful where you click when booking from a website, or you could get left out on the cold. Reason enough to watch CBS's Friday Consumer Alert, reported tonight by CBS's Mika Brzezinski.
Georgiana Interisi is a member of the Biker Divas and often rides down to the New Jersey shore. But she's always wanted to ride down under.
It's been a dream for me to go to Australia.
So Georgiana went online to book her dream vacation and found Wilborn Global Travel, a Tennessee-based company that promised bargains on American Airlines flights. She paid $4,500 for the trip on her debit card and got her itinerary in return.
I was showing everybody. I was very excited.
But last month, just days before departure, Georgiana discovered she was going nowhere.
He never booked it.
It turns out that the company's owner, Jerry Wilborn, isn't a travel agent at all, and his company isn't listed with any major travel agent associations. In fact, his claim of having deals with Holiday Inn and American Airlines are also bogus. In a statement to CBS News, American Airlines says it does not have any relationship with Wilborn and is demanding he cease and desist using our name on his site.
Consumers in America lose billions of dollars each year on travel scams.
Bob Whitley of the U.S. Tour Operators Association says online consumers need a healthy degree of skepticism.
I would not hesitate to say, give me the email address of a past consumer so I can check them out before I buy your service.
Georgiana demanded her money back. Wilborn promised her both a refund and a free trip. He also promised CBS News an interview, but has yet to deliver on either.
What would you say to him? I'd spit in his face. How dare you mess up my vacation of a lifetime?
So this week, rather than riding around the Australian outback, Georgiana is on the road in Clifton, New Jersey, hoping the next time she books a trip online, she's not taken for a ride. Mika Brzezinski, CBS News, Harrison, New Jersey.
Coming up next here on CBS, why is Giants manager Dusty Baker hitting his head in the middle of the World Series? It's kid stuff.
Endless recital or endless allergies? When seasonal allergies drain your enthusiasm, Allegra can help. Only Allegra has fexofenadine, so unlike many other antihistamines, it won't make you drowsy. And Allegra gives you 24-hour relief. For people 12 and older, side effects are low and may include headache, cold, or back pain. So tune back in. Talk to your doctor about switching to Allegra. Once daily Allegra, real relief for real living.
It's a beautiful morning.
Ask your doctor about Vioxx, a prescription medicine from Merck. and find out if Vioxx is right for you. Vioxx.
If you ever lose your Bank of America credit or check card and it's used fraudulently, you won't be liable for a cent and will replace your loss by the end of the next business day. Guaranteed. Introducing Total Security Protection. Our way of helping you feel safer using your cards. It's free, automatic, and only from Bank of America.
Consider this. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposits in your engine. And a clean engine performs better. Is it any wonder, then, why so many drivers choose Shell?
I like to shop every day. When I went on chemo, I was exhausted. I couldn't even make it to South Market.
If you're on chemotherapy and feel tired, you may be anemic. Talk to your doctor about Procrit. For chemotherapy-related anemia in patients with most kinds of cancer, Procrit can help you regain red blood cells, and more red blood cells can mean more strength.
Welcome back, Mrs. Bantini.
Procrit is proven and safe. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo.
Buying fresh takes a little more energy, but I love it.
In the beginning, I was nervous about other people holding her, or even changing her, and I had to have those pricey diapers. Now, you take her. I know Loves work great. They cost less, even without coupons. And leaks? I don't worry about leaks. They hold like the Hoover Dam, no matter who holds her. Her hugs are tight. Okay, my turn. Live and learn, and then get love.
Coming up tonight on News Channel 586, in a little more than a week, we'll be voting on a lottery. Tonight, we'll show you what kinds of lottery ads will be on the airwaves. Stay tuned.
There were a lot of hitting heroes in last night's San Francisco Giants Game 5 blowout World Series victory over Anaheim, but a tiny bat boy stole the show with a close call at home. He's pint-sized 3-year-old Darren Baker, son of Giants manager Dusty Baker. In the 7th inning, the Giants' Kenny Lofton smashed a 2-run triple to right. As J.T. Snow raced home, he found himself on a collision course with young Darren, who had raced to the plate to pick up Lofton's bat. Snow scored and yanked Darren to safety just in time because another runner was right behind. Back in the dugout, Darren thanked Snow and told him he'd learned his lesson. And Dusty Baker learned he'll have to watch his son a little closer. All's well that ends well. Part of our world tonight. Sunday morning on Face the Nation, Senate Leader Tom Daschle joins Bob Schieffer to talk about the election and the impact of Senator Paul Wellstone's untimely death. Now here's a preview of tonight's edition of 48 Hours. Well, 48 Hours tonight has an interesting program about the real CSI. It'll be on tonight at 8, 7 Central. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Have a great weekend. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com. AOL keyword CBS News.
Wake up to what's new with Hannah, Harry, Julie, and Renee on The Early Show starting Monday. Experience CBS News.